not every lead deserves a quote. Okay, so I'm going to go over a form and a technique that I use that filters out the tire kickers before you waste your money on Meta to get leads like that. And the first thing I always do is when I send traffic to a page from Facebook ads, when I have any type of quote form, as you guys can see, the only thing they can click on is the quote form. No distractions, there's no reviews, there's no homepage, there's nothing. The only option they have is to complete what they just started. They cannot get distracted, they cannot go back, they cannot do anything. They are stuck here, and there is either one way they're going to complete the form or they're not going to complete the form, and that's it. Okay? Now, the first thing I do whenever sending traffic is I never ask for their information first. I never ask for their name, their email, their phone number as the first question. It's going to kill everything. It's going to kill your click-through rate. Everyone's going to drop off because nobody wants to feel like they're getting sold to, right? And it's the same thing with making ads, same thing with running ads. If you use creatives that look and feel like an ad where you're really trying to sell to these people, instant drop off. The goal is to blend into their organic feed, to look like another video, and there's an option to learn more. There's an option to get a quote, right? It's not feeling like it's the only option. And as soon as they see one ad, whether or not they click on it the first, second, third time, if they see it once and they show some type of interest, they're going to keep seeing it. And ultimately, if they're ready to make a decision, they're going to go through. And you want to make sure when they have clicked to make that decision that you're doing everything you possibly can to not lose them. So the first thing I do always is full page quote form. Always optimized for mobile. Every single time. Okay? Step 1 through 6, they can see exactly what they're going to do. They know there's 6 questions they have to answer. The first one is not their personal information. It's what type of floor are you interested in? Easy question, no pressure, done. The next, what size is your space? Personalizing the quote, helping us understand exactly who is submitting this lead and if we can actually help them and if it's worth our time. Okay, 4-car garage. Automatically, we're like, okay, we now know this is some type of big client if I'm on my end, right? So we'll put in Mock Street, blah, 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 blah. Next, what is your estimated budget? Now we're starting to get more qualifying, okay? We're 4 steps in. They're not going to drop off now. And if they do, screw them. You didn't need them anyway. They were a bad lead. Like I said, not everyone needs to become, not everyone deserves to get a quote. And if you can't finish this 6-step quote form, you do not deserve to get a quote. That's free. So next we're going to do our budget, right? 9 times out of 10, people with budget are going to select under 2,000. They're going to select the lowest amount possible because they're not stupid. Nobody wants to get scammed. Nobody wants to throw all their cards out on the table. Some people will. 90% of people will not, and that's fine. But it's good to get some type of idea where they are at. But just because of an option they select for budget, never rule them out. Because I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, they have the budget. They're just trying to know if it's worth giving to you. Now, step 5, I'm asking for their name. Now, I'm starting to ask for some personalized information because I've gotten everything that I need in order to have them somewhat qualified. And the last step, like always, is we're going to get their personal information because this is what we need in order to actually convert. So now that they're here, we submit our request. Thanks, we'll be in touch soon. Custom quote, XYZ. If you want to take it a step further, right, instead of sending them to a page like this on submission, okay, we could send them to something else like a thank you page that looks like this. This is what a thank you page would look like. So rather than sending it to the page we were just on, it's sending them to this page. It's following the same color scheme. We have a video. Here's what's going to happen within the next 2 minutes. I have a face of the brand. We're standing on a job site. This is all building trust and preparing me for the decision I just made, and it's reaffirming why I just made that decision. Not only that, is it showing me the process of what I can expect. So by the time I get on the phone call, I'm not asking questions that are stupid, that are going to waste my sales guy's times. So not only did I make a quote form that is already making it somewhat multi-step, that's already filtering them out and helping me get more information on them, I'm now sending them to a thank you page when they're done, where they can watch a video from myself explaining the exact next steps, the exact salesperson who's going to be calling your phone within the next 5 minutes, and the automated text and emails you're going to be getting following exactly what I just said, the next steps. And not only that, we can do FAQs and go over some of the questions they have in their mind already. Let's answer them before we get on a call with them, because we don't want to waste our time. By the time a lead goes through the path to their new floor, the exact next steps, then we have FAQs of the most common questions that someone could have, and then we have social proof underneath to blast home and reaffirm them that we are the right decision that they just made. We are the right decision for the epoxy company to move forward with. So by the time they get on the phone call now with our sales associate, they're no longer have questions. It's either when can you do it or when can you not? It's as simple as that. When you build this much trust up front and you build it on the back end, it makes the sales cycle so much easier. It lowers that sales friction a lot because you're warming them up, you're building trust, and you're laying out your cards before you've even talked to them. And that is what's very, very important. And what ties this all together is when you have a system that as soon as the lead submits, they get added to a CRM right here. This is the lead we did earlier. And you can click on it and you can call the lead. You can look them up in maps to see what kind of house they are, to see if it's real, to see if they're in their service area. We're already qualified with job details, when it was added. We could put any notes that we might need, right? But the best thing we could possibly do is we can email them, right? Which, if you have a proper CRM, the email's already been sent as soon as submission sends, and the text has already been sent. There's already been 2 automations that fired as soon as that lead hit, already with a thank you page. This is how you build quote forms and systems that qualifies leads and converts them. If you've had problems with running ads in the past and getting leads, maybe you were getting them for $5 to $10 and you're like, I'm doing great. This is great. I'm getting so many leads. And then you realize, hey man, none of them are picking up the phone. I can't get anyone to pick up. I call 2, 3, 4 times and then I get too busy and I have to move on. I got more leads. If that is your problem, it's because you're not doing this. When you run a system like this, you don't run into that problem because the only people that are submitting, the only people that are picking up their phone are people that are actually ready to move forward. And as business owners, I know that's all what we want.